What up with your YouTube and YouTube buzz? It's your boy TripleCup Chuck, and I'm up. And you're tuning in to the Vibration Podcast, where we talk about Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video games, and more. Welcome to my humble abode. Let's go. Now, since we got the introduction out the way, I want to get everybody into their own individual introductions. Right now, I want to start off with the most powerful gamer himself. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world.
Vaya, señoras y señores. Bienvenidos. Welcome, people. This is a nice little opening, segment for hopefully many future episodes for my boy TripleCup Chuck. This is his vision. This is what he wants to do and pursue, and I wish him all the luck in the world. I'm very thankful for him to having the kindness to make me part of it, and in his very first debut episode, and inviting me on. It's an absolute pleasure. I hope something to the table that people will relate with, enjoy, and make it fun. And it's a little bit different because we're going to talk about all types of things, like he said, like comics, movies, anime, which is basically something that not too many people like to do. And if they do, they're not really well followed or known from or known about. But so it's definitely interesting and very good to see TripleCup trying something new. I have a YouTube channel myself at Hebot, capital H, capital B, everything else lowercase, space between the E and the B. You can find me on Twitter for Hebot, Powerful Gamer, and on Xbox Live if you play and want to get down for a little bit with Hebot 8. The same thing, capital A, capital B, lowercase, every space between H and the E. And I'm on Twitter and Mixer, of course, if you look me up under the same name. So again, let's get these topics going. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be part of the very first premiere episode. Thanks again for inviting me, TripleCup.
I mean, man, appreciate you for coming out here. You know what I'm saying? Give me a hard hit in here to let it be the groundwork be established. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get professional. That's my phone going off and everything, but we gonna get it together. But anyway, though, next up, I want to introduce the most brutally honest gamer that don't hold nothing back or cut no counters. Man, go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know who you are in here.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the real young king of the brutally honest gamer, the lady lover, the honey hitter, Ella Cucano around this piece, she did. So I call this the theme hour, this is the theme hour of the grown and cool, the leader of the new cool of this establishment right here. We got the Vibration Podcast right here. Now let me go ahead and start playing, man. Yeah, man, y'all go ahead and check me out, man, on Monday's Gamer Section Podcast, man. Check me out intermediategaming.com, man. You know what I'm talking about? You go check me out on Twitter, Real Young Kano, Facebook, The Real Young Kano. Check out my music on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, and all that. You dig? We're gonna get this gaming stuff talking. We're gonna talk about anime. We're gonna talk about everything. DC Universe, all that. Marvel, all that. Let's get it. Let's go.
Oh, that's what's up. Let's go ahead and get in this thing here. But last but not least, we got the Destiny Juggernaut himself, Savage Carter. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world.
What's up, everybody? This is Savage Carter. One of the prime representatives of the Guardians of Destruction. We running this up real fast. Ain't nothing really messing with us in our clan over there. But anyway, I'm here trying to represent for my cousin, dropping a little knowledge of what I know on all these subjects. Cause run it.
All right, cool. Appreciate that. Appreciate for having you on there. Everybody on the panel, appreciate you for being here with me, through the little struggle moment that, for the opening segment, and everybody in the live chat, I see you. It's your boy TripleCup Chuck, and let's go ahead and get into these topics. But no, before we get into these topics, I know y'all kind of curious about what everybody been up to. I'm gonna start with you, Kano, what you been playing or what you been watching. What you been up to? Let the world know what you've been up to around these streets, doing your thing.
Well, first off, man, thank you for having me on here, TripleCup Chuck. It's an honor to be on here, first and foremost. What I've been doing is I've been playing a lot of games on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. I've been playing the Mario Odyssey as of late. For the Xbox, I've been playing the Technomancer, you dig. I've been playing Yooka-Laylee, started playing that. I just been playing a lot of games, man, and I just started watching The Gift. Finished out the Defenders, watching the Lethal Weapon watching, Ariel enjoy watching Power and Survival Remorse. Man, I just been chilling and making music too, man. I've been making music and grinding, getting out the mud, getting out the trenches. You dig?
I'm bro. So what about you, Savage Carter? You know what I'm saying? What you been up to? What you been playing and stuff?
Man, first and foremost, I've been on that Destiny 2, you know what I'm saying, in that Crucible, knocking heads off every day, all day. 3 different characters, we all running at 305. Not to brag, but I do my stuff. At the same time, I've been playing this Witcher 3. Somebody told me it was gonna be difficult for me, but it seemed kind of easy to me. Other than that,
Yeah, you one of a dying breed, because everybody I know, they be struggling through The Witcher.
Hold on. How you gonna say triple cup? You gotta hold that
almost everybody I know. Let me rephrase that.
It's gonna be. I don't want to give you L's on your own podcast, man. That's gonna be an L down the line, man.
Oh, so you been working on that Witcher too?
I ain't even started already. Yeah.
Oh man, look at you, man. Everybody, I'm about to say, because you don't find too many people say they'd ran through The Witcher. All right,
man. Like when I do run on it, I'm gonna really go through it thoroughly. I'm a collector when I do play the game. I like to 100% everything, so I take my time with that game. You dig? Because I know it's a big open world franchise, and I'm gonna be playing that before Cyberpunk 2077 come out. You dig?
Right. Well, let's go on to the most powerful gamer, man. What you been up to? What you been playing? What you been doing? You know what I'm saying? Let the world know a little bit about yourself. He back?
Oh well, I just finished the Stranger Things TV season 2. Well, I consider it really more of a mini movie. It was actually really good. Good high production value. A lot better as far as the production value, I may say, with special effects, locations. Very good acting. Good setting and atmosphere. A little too much, but that's the only complaint. It was really good. Get that, kind of like that close encounter time. So
you're starting to bite a little bit.
Oh, so it's pretty good.
You said you were kind of biting at the end, but I heard you were saying about you were watching Stranger Things, and it's got good production, right?
Yeah. The Stranger Things have very good production, meaning it has better special effects, better location pieces, a lot more elaborate, settings, I guess.
Yeah.
But the only thing, and great acting, great atmosphere, good music, very retro 80s, very authentic. The only thing I don't like is this season, for some reason, had too much crying. So it kind of feels more of like a novella or Shakespearean, so to speak, and I don't like that too much because I think they kind of overdid it, but it's still good. I'm not going to knock it. It's still very good. I really enjoyed the first season because it felt more grounded and not as much dramatic, I guess, with the tears falling. But, hey, listen, it's Hollywood. They got to show those skills. That kid that plays the main character, he's no joke. He's going to go places. He's going to do big things because he's just crying the man. He's really, really good. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. I need 3 more episodes to finish Defenders, and I need 3 more episodes to finish Voltron season 4. As far as anime goes, because I'm really into the Voltron, especially since it's from my era, which maybe Savage part of the era too. I don't know. And as far as gaming, I'm tackling a whole crap load of stuff. I'm playing Bugsy, which is a classic that it was just redid exclusively from PlayStation 4. I just picked that up. I played a little bit of the Neo Geo classics like Mutation Nation and I think it's called Robot Wars or Robot Army, one or the other. They're 2 beat 'em ups. I got into playing The Witcher because I bought it when it was on discount for $20. Game is really good so far. The thing is, it takes long. I don't know if I did the right choice because you got to really take a long time exploring, doing stuff just to get one objective done and talk to people And I don't know if I have the time. Like I said, gaming for me is a luxury because I'm just very busy with my family, and my kids in college and whatnot, and myself, and trying to get work and whatever done. So and I'm getting ready for the X, obviously, to tackle some more stuff. Hopefully that I didn't get to play, like Titanfall and Call of Duty and Recore and Dead Rising 4. A lot of those games I didn't get to finish yet. And I played a little Forza 7. I left it alone because I want to play it on the X, and in the best potential and quality that it's going to offer, obviously. But that's pretty much it so far. That's what I've been playing.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, I'm right there with you. That Stranger Things season 2. I'm gonna get into it right now. I ain't to dive into it, but I'm probably gonna hop into that this weekend. But I've been on that Witcher as well. Savage Carter, he been back and forth with me, so we've been talking about it a lot. So I'm
okay.
Yeah, so I'm diving into Witcher real soon.
So Stranger Things is like the crying game, huh? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that it felt like they try to force too much of those performances when they cry, because they want to expose these kids. They want to give them a future. They want to show their skills. So I think that's really why they did that. But it feels more like it's more novella status, like those novellas that you be seeing on the Spanish channel. A lot of drama going on, but it makes sense. It's not like it did it for no reason or it didn't make sense. It's just, for me, like people complain with Spider-Man 3, Toby crying too many times when he only cried in 3 scenes that were coherent and made sense. So I felt kind of the same way with the Stranger Things season 2, but it's a good show. It's very good.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well,
and it had consistency too.
Yeah. Well, hey, since that, you know what I'm saying, everybody got a little bit of shake off a little bit. I want to go ahead and start diving into these topics. The first thing I want to talk about is get your impressions about the Gifted and the source material. Is it still they stay close to the source material, and what y'all first impressions of it of the Gifted is? And for the people that's out there watching, if you don't know about the Gifted, is a new show, a new series on Fox about Marvel. Is after the X-Men, but pretty much before the old man Logan. Is like in that sweet spot. And if everybody don't know, one of the main characters on them, her name is Polaris, and Polaris is the daughter of Magneto. She's the one that does the magnetism, and she actually had the same powers as him, and that's one of his daughters. And by them bringing this source material, is like bringing a new generation of, like, for a new generation of X-Men out here. I want to know y'all thoughts and y'all first impressions and what y'all think about this TV series so far. I'm gonna kick it off with you, Kano. Go ahead and let me know what you think about it so far.
I have no thoughts about the show. I think the show is just terribly garbage. I don't know why they wasted their time on that show. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm telling you, Defenders is the best show of all time. They don't have the answer. No, let me stop, man. But
you said
honestly, man,
hold it up for saying that one.
Nah, I hold it up for that one. What show? Nah, but honestly though, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You heard me? The show so far is a very great show from what I've been watching so far. You can tell the story is going to get deeper, and it's going to be, I would say, dark, but it'd be more in depth with what's going on with Magneto's daughter. From what I got from the first episode, little boy was bullied, and he couldn't take it no more. He was about to kill everybody. It's shite. You know what I'm saying? Especially the scene where he was just thinking about the thought of what happened that night, and he broke the venom machine. That was just crazy.
Right.
But so far, I'm getting adjusted to the story, and it's just gonna be like, from what I'm experiencing with the show so far, it's gonna get very intense later in the show, and that's how I really feel about it. It's a great show, though. I recommend it, though.
All right, what about you, Savage Carter? Well, give us some of the expertise about this Gifted, because I know that you when it comes to the Marvel and the DC, when in the universe, that you dive deep in them. What kind of tidbits or Easter eggs that you can give out for the people? And anybody that's listening, if you I'm sorry, but we ain't holding no water. Spoilerific. Just letting y'all know ahead of time. This will be spoilerific.
Well,
That's how you come in.
All right, Thunderbird. If anybody have seen Days of Future Past, the The tracker that they had, Warpath, Thunderbird is his older brother.
That's
Oh,
hold on. Which dude off Days of Future Past?
Warpath.
Thunderbird, he said. That's Warpath's brother, he said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. Eclipse is he like I think they just threw him in there because they used Havoc in X-Men movies, but Havoc was the one that actually married Polaris and had a child. So that's one of the things that they changed up. Let's see what else. It was a couple of things that I paid attention to. Like
So if they had if they had a child, would the child wouldn't be the Polaris child? That's the girl the one that she pregnant with now, right?
Yeah, and they said they're gonna name the child Aurora. Aurora was part of the New Mutant generation, where no mutant was born with no less than 2 powers.
But they changed the source material by changing it from got Polaris and Havoc now now it's Polaris and Eclipse, right? So they changed that, but it's still gonna be the same kid.
The new mutants. He wasn't a part of X Factor, and that's where the show is being based off X Factor.
Okay,
and if
cool.
Anybody can remember the old X-Men cartoons, X Factor and X-Men squared off against each other until they found out it was just a training exercise.
So when that actual factual, he kicked knowledge to everybody.
Right. So yeah, you see that, huh? So when they be like pulling them in the past or something for the X Factor to fight against the X-Men, because a lot of them would be like they kids and offsprings, right?
Right. But I mean, they redid the Marvel universes, so a lot of things changed.
Yeah, that'd be kind of hard to keep up with it. Yeah. So what about you, Heba? What you? Yeah, go ahead.
To me, it looks
Yeah, go ahead. On Savage.
Oh, go ahead. I was done, man.
Oh, so what you think about it so far, Heba? You know what I'm saying? What you your opening impressions at least?
Well, I saw the trailer, and the trailer, like all Marvel production stuff, never fails to disappoint. It looks like it's going to be really good and interesting, and I'm glad that you guys filled me in on it because I wasn't even aware that it was part of the X Factor. And Savage seems to be kind of savvy on the whole topic and the whole origins or lore, if you will. Savage, I have to ask you a question. Is that kind of coincide or connects in any way with the New Mutants?
Yes, it does.
It does? But is it the same timeline or a different story?
The New Mutants gonna come after this.
Okay, so this is before New Mutants, right?
Yeah, this is before New Mutants. Her child is going to be the birth of the New Mutants.
Oh, okay. So this is basically going to connect if it follows the comic book, right?
Well, it's kind of throwing off. You kind of got threw off from the comic book, but it's close.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the reason why I brought it up is I was confusing it originally when you guys first mentioned it with the New Mutants because I also seen the trailers for that, but that has had more of a horror kind of feel to it, and it looked excellent also. But Marvel always brings their A game with all the productions that they do, regardless. And I guess the only way you can make a mistake with their material source of any type of comics that they do or TV show based on comics is based, I guess, on the actors, the characters they select to play the actors, or even the directors. So I'm assuming that's the only way it can fail. But you guys are giving me really good feedback saying that so far the show is really good. It's excellent, right? Because it's only 5 episodes in, right? That's what you guys said?
Yeah, 5 episodes in.
Nice. So this is, you said something about the after the days of futures past, right? These it connects with that as well.
Yeah, they got a
What do you have to do with it?
there's a character, Thunderbird.
Okay,
He
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird is Warpath's older brother.
Okay, okay. Warpath is the shit too. That's that Cherokee guy, right? That has the black with the red V stripe in the
Yeah,
front.
yeah,
Yeah. Warpath is the truth. Yes. I remember Warpath. The thing is, I haven't read comic books in such a long time that for me, the reason how I keep up with my comic, characters and some of the lores is with the little synopsis that you get from Marvel Legends, the toys, because I collect Marvel Legends
right.
periodically, and I get a lot of the main characters. But I got a lot of friends that do read comic religiously, and they fill me in on the gaps. And they'll tell me and they'll recommend, oh, right, watch this or read this, which is great because it kind of keeps me in the loop a little bit. But I'm excited. I'm excited because of what you guys are telling me. I'm definitely going to watch it. Maybe I can give a better feedback about the show, the performances, what I like, what I didn't like, once I get to watch it. But it's good that they're trying all the different types of different timelines with Marvel. I'm glad that they're not just staying with the same typical stuff that everybody's familiar with, because this gives them the expansion and it brings in more people, and general audiences to get to catch their curiosity. So, like I said, it's a good thing. I'm glad they're still trying to do different things. I'm definitely excited. It looks like it's good quality production. You guys said it was on Fox. The only thing I'm pretty sure it's not going to have is maybe more violence and maybe cursing, but that's okay because as long as it's executed correctly with the right, lines or the right performances, which from what you guys are telling me and I'm gathering from your information, it sounds like it's done well. I shouldn't be disappointed. But that's a cool, it's good that they're doing that, and I'm looking forward to watching it. That's pretty much all I can give you right now as far as the gifted go. But thank you for bringing it to my attention because I didn't even know it was out already. And I'm definitely going to check it out.
Right. Hey, say he back. Look, check this out. This show here, when I first started watching it, I had low expectations. But then when I watched the first episode, it was like, this actually going to be good. Then by the time I got to the second episode, it was just like, okay, nah, they really got a good story behind it. Then the more I learn about the law of where it's coming from, and it just gets you more in depth into like what's going on. And you're not gonna be disappointed about the action because the action is good to say is on
top notch.
Right.
Nice.
The special effects and everything. So when you're watching it and she pulling up her superpowers, don't nothing look cheesy. They don't go overboard with nothing. They they find that sweet spot. And I don't know if anybody ever watched the game, but the dude named Jason, the light skinned dude that played football, the asshole, the one that was like an asshole and he was cheap and he always
what
had
movie? The one with Michael Douglas, the game, that movie.
No, the TV show, the game. I forgot his real name, but I always just called him Jason.
Okay.
Kano, what other movie he had played in?
He was on that new show, The Quad, on BET.
Right, yeah, him. And he played I'm about to say Agents of Shield. He played like he was working for the Sentinels, and he was trying to capture the mutants. So by him trying to come in and capture the mutants, you know what I'm saying? They were showing his backstory about how he lost his daughter. So that's why he going full force by trying to capture and destroy the mutants. And what part that really just set it out for me was like mind blowing. They said they're gonna take all of the mutants and they was transporting them somewhere. In a place that they was transporting them, they say any mutant that they took to this location, they never was able. And I was like, okay, they never seen them.
So they even show the Sentinels and everything?
Yeah, they showed the Sentinels, but they it's Fox, so it wasn't the big Sentinels that we used to. It's like they got like some more new age, smaller type Sentinels that just drones more or less.
That's good though. That's what's up. That's good. I like that.
And anybody that know me, they know look, I'm from Baton Rouge, and by me being from Baton Rouge, when I found this here out, that just made me love the show even more. The place where they took, the place where they're gonna take the mutants, where they say is no It's no return, no escape. And once they in there, it's like almost a death trap. And it's actually in Baton Rouge, my hometown, where I'm staying at right now. So that's the place they try.
Nice.
Yeah. It was crazy. So when they said that, I was like, man, ain't that something? Savage, you remember? You heard it when they was talking about that too. About this is the
Yeah, 'cause I was watching and I was looking at the drawing, and I was like, man, I know that place. Like, I just saw this place on a regular basis. And then then it was like, oh yeah, that's the federal courthouse in Baton Rouge.
But yeah, that's nice. I know. You know what? I know how that feels, man. Because I don't know. It's a little secret if you guys didn't know about me, but I've done movie parts as a supporting, like extra, and they filmed the movie Be Kind Rewind with Mos Def and Jack Black in my actual neighborhood. It was around.
Oh, when he get
block, and huh?
Now, so you had kind of cut out for a second. You said it happened around your block.
Yeah, it was around my block. It was around the corner from me, and I actually went and filmed like a couple of days, and got paid for it and everything. Really nice because they wanted to use people from the hometown, and they showed locations from where I lived, and obviously, they Hollywoodified it, because they did the store where, they did the store where they had the video store. Remember they had the video store. Mos Def and Jack Black, they had like an old VHS video store. That store is actually a bodega that was owned by my friend Tony, and he, they rented it out for him, obviously, because they paid him, and they turned it into a video store, which was really cool. I saw the whole process. I met Mia Long and Sigourney Weaver and Danny Glover.
You met Nia Long, that fine goddess of a woman.
No, well, Mia Long, I'm talking about the old Mia, the one that was from Mia Farrow. I mean, the one from that old movie. She's an older woman now, not the young girl. The one that was in that movie where the baby was a devil from the 70s. I forgot. Mia Farrow, but I forgot the name of the movie. What's the name of the movie?
You said Nia Long. That's why I said you said Nia Long.
Yeah, my bad. It was Mia Farrow. My bad. What's the name of the movie? With the baby that was
my host is don't
Child's Play. Child's Play.
Oh, Rosemary's Baby. I don't know if you guys ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, she was the lady that played the one that had the baby. That lady that with the blonde hair. That lady, I met her. She was older, like she's like in her 80s almost or 70s, I think. So they showed it, and it's really cool because even in the opening scene, the first shot is through the highway that's right next to the building projects where I live at, and you see them right on the left-hand side. So, it's a little secret. I've done a couple, things like that. I did, I was going to be in I Am Legend as well with with Will Smith, and that scene in the bridge in Washington when everybody's at George Washington Bridge, when everybody's trying to run out in New York. I was supposed to do that, but I couldn't make it. It was also in the city. But I'm part, I needed one more, what they call it, voucher to become part of the guilds, Actors Guilds, which is basically their union. It's the union for the actors. So yeah, I know how it feels. That's pretty dope. That when you see something in either a show or a movie that from your hometown is really, really awesome. But I was lucky enough to be part of it actually physically. So I definitely feel what you guys coming from with that Baton Rouge in your area, right? So you said it's called Baton Rouge, right?
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's what's up. Shout outs to Baton Rouge.
In here. yeah.
And
say about that.
It ain't the only part of Louisiana is up in here. There's another part of Louisiana up in here too.
Let it be known, Kano.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hurt right now, man. Y'all talking about Baton Rouge. You ain't talking about the 504 and 985. Talking about the whole southeastern region.
318, the 504. Yeah, they all with us. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. It's all love. But since you was talking about that though, he about you had the opportunity to actually be in movies. You know what I'm saying? That's a good segue for to talk about. All right, I was hearing on the low that the old 80s video game. I know you into the retro game, so you might love this here. Contra is coming. They in talks and works on making a new Contra movie, and so if they're making that, they must gonna be rebooting the game as well. So I'm saying my question is, what do y'all think about them coming out with a country movie, what kind of movie it should be, who should be the main two actors, and if they redo a country game, what you think they should do to it? I'm gonna start with you with this one, He-Bot.
Well, look, we have been yearning for years to actually get really good quality movie translations or even TV shows of video games, because a lot of video games have a lot of good characters, worlds, topics, stories that will resonate with not just us, the fans, but with other people if it's done right. But there have been some good ones, like Silent Hill was a good interpretation, and even Tomb Raider with Angelina was pretty decent.
Hell yeah.
Right? And even Mortal Kombat, because it was done years ago. So you got to understand, within the standards of all those years back, Mortal Kombat was done significantly well. And it was exciting, and it did well for New Line Cinema. So for them to try to explore that venue, because I'm telling you, games are just going to get closer and closer as the medium form with movies that are just basically going to intertwine. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future it's going to get to the point where you actually have to play a game and then go to the movies to watch the rest of the story. You see what I'm trying to say? Or maybe even they'll add it in the future when you get the Blu-rays or the 4K Blu-rays or whatever format it may be out at that point, where even when you watch it at home, you could interact with the movie to get other little secrets and exposures of that world and that lore to make it entertaining while you watch the movie as well. I hope Konami doesn't skimp on the budget, because
production, yeah,
everything with the right budget, they get the right director, it could be a hit, because Contra has a good good quality, and it's something that everybody can relate with, because it could make it like basically a war movie with two heroes that are friends, like Commando, with that element of aliens. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes it so unique and fresh, because they took things like Arnold's movies and Aliens from the 80s and meshed it up into a game. That was how it was born. That's where it came from, or stemmed from, if you will, right? So I think it's great. What I hear is that they're trying to do a movie and a TV show, rather, real-life TV show, and I heard they're trying to do an anime, which would be great, because if you guys saw, Castlevania was pretty dope. The problem was Netflix reported that they charged too much money for the property. That's why we only had 4 episodes, because they paid like $75 million for that property, believe it or not, to do those 4 episodes. So the second season's going to have 8 apparently, and they kind of gave them a better price because it did so well. But if they can make another deal with Netflix for the anime, or even the TVs, and maybe make a deal with Hulu or HBO Go or even Amazon Go for the TV show, that'd be great. For the gamers, obviously, for the fans of the game, that people that grew up with Contra, like myself and you guys, even though you might have played it years later, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be entertaining. I think it'll bring awareness to the franchise, meaning that people will want to try out the old games, which will open up the door to make new ones and perhaps make a new age 3D and 2D combined action shooter, a running gun shooter with high production value, so we can get a good game now, today, and not just have to play the older ones. Even though Contra Hard Corps on Xbox Live is basically a spiritual successor of Contra, and the game is phenomenal, retarded hard, but it's very good. So yeah, man, I'm glad. I'm psyched. I think if it does well, it'll open up the doors for other stuff. Like the same way I'm psyched to hear more news about the Gears movie, because the Gears movie is going to open up a lot of doors as well, because these guys are putting money in it. It's Microsoft money now we're talking about. So the production value is going to be high, and that's what it needs, because with that money, you get good actors, good directors, and good, set pieces, good special effects. But without that budget, that's crucial to everything. That budget can kill you. You know what I'm saying? That can ruin it big time, because making movies is expensive, guys. It's very expensive. But yeah, I'm hyped. I can't wait.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, Savage Carter. So, what you think about them coming out with a country movie, and who you think should play in, and what you think they should do with it?
What horror movie have this last year?
Hey, Savage Carter.
Honestly, right now, I can't really think of no actor that should play in Conjure right now. I can't really think of any actor that could play.
It's like a remake.
Well, two characters that'll go along together that'll play the part. But as far as the movie, you know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting to see what they can do with it. I mean, I didn't really play Contra as a kid. You always played. I never got my turn.
Man, you gotta be exposed in my hand.
Hey, you know who might be able to play the blonde hair guy, or the main blonde hair dude? This guy, the guy who was in the movie, in that Hercules movie that came out a couple years ago, the one with the special effects. Remember that they did the one with the Rock? They did the one with the Rock, and they did the one with that other dude. He might be able to play him because he's kind of built, and he's pretty good actor. He's decent, and he has that look, like that white boy look with that spiky hair and shit.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name at the moment, but yeah.
I ain't seen him in a movie in a long time either.
The only reason why I know about him is because he's up in the runnings to do the role of He-Man for the He-Man movie that they're trying to do, the new one. That's the reason why I know about him more, because he hasn't done a lot of movies. But you're right about that. But he is a decent actor. He was also in I think he was in the Twilight series, the movie The Twilight series. He was in that.
Yeah, he was. But I think that was the last time I might have seen him. And that was
right.
So,
right.
So what about you, Kano? What you think about the live action Contra movie?
A live action Contra movie?
Mm-hmm.
It would be dope, man. I think like 98% or 99.9% of the movie will be like CGI. But I feel like with that, it'll be a dope situation. But the two characters, I think I can see myself watching them in theaters playing as for the game. I gotta say Batista. Batista from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with this movie, it'll be some wrestlers playing it. So I say Batista and John Cena playing that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You actually, you was kind of close to what my prediction was. Mine was John Cena and The Rock. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking like, okay, The Rock will be a good person because he got the face and everybody knows he's The Rock. You can't lose.
I thought they were supposed to be in that Black Adam movie together.
The Rock and John Cena. Oh, Batista. Yeah. Oh, I ain't know John Cena was supposed to be in the Black Adam movie. Talking about with Shazam. Yeah, I know.
They was talking about it. I don't know if it went through, but I know The Rock got Black Adam for it.
Right. Yeah, he landed it like last year, and now they got I ain't know who was gonna play Shazam or nothing like that, but that would be a good fit for him too. I mean, long as they don't do no Fast and the Furious.
You just said TripleCup. Even Batista has been growing as an actor. When you see him in Guardians, and even he was in Blade Runner, the new one.
Right.
Although he had a small role, but
I really think
getting better as an actor. He might be able to pull it off too.
That'd be the best payoff for that. Because there was two swole. I remember there was two big built, no shirt wearing
grizzly bears.
Yeah, The Rock.
So yeah, Batista and The Rock, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, that could work. Hey, from what I heard with how they were gonna do the movies, spoiler on how the story was supposed to be was it was gonna be like the typical American, shoot them up, and they're supposed to go to like Japan, and they think they fighting against the people that's in Japan. Then when they get to fighting the people in Japan, they come to find out that actually the real threat wasn't the people that was in Japan, is actually gonna be aliens. But that's from what I was hearing so far about the movie. But I said I want to get into this one. I got to get into this this little controversial topic. I know some people might not like it. Some people might do like it. Some people really hate it. So I know a dude named Jay Fonz, if you say anything about microtransactions, he'll wake up out his sleep. What you say about microtransactions? But the things what I was hearing about, about they were saying about with the Xbox and with let's say like I'm about to say Microsoft, but like with EA and all these other different companies, how they doing microtransactions and how they getting a backlash and people don't like the microtransactions for you paying for these guns and stuff like that. But from what I was saying on Nintendo Switch, on these Mario Odyssey games, they have a certain type of microtransactions that they have on this game where you can have the Switch. And when you're playing this Mario Odyssey game, you get to a point where they ask you, like, that you have to like change clothes, and I don't know whether you can actually change clothes to do this little side mission that you got to have one of these amiibos that you got to put on your game. You know how the amiibos work? You put it on the Switch, and they'll better change your Mario character, and you'll better go do these missions. And it's like them trying to double dip. And to me, that's pretty much the same as like having microtransactions, but just getting a toy. Like instead of just getting a meal from McDonald's, you're actually getting a Happy Meal with a toy inside. What y'all think about these microtransactions? Is Nintendo taking it to another level for microtransaction? Is a good thing, bad thing, or do y'all really don't care about the whole concept of microtransactions with Nintendo?
I'm gonna have to hold that up because I got lost with what you were saying right that fast.
Oh, my bad. Microtransactions with Nintendo Amiibos on Mario Odyssey.
Wait, what? You serious?
Yeah, on the game when you playing the game.
My opinion on the microtransaction is they charging like $100 a game to get just about everything in the game. That's like a normal price, not the $65 game. But then they hit you with another charge for another $20-something, and that might last to the next season. Like, if you're gonna pay $100 for the game, you might as well give the people what they want. And 9 times out of 10, with certain games, you ain't even giving enough definition into the game for the charge nobody for the second season.
Well, yeah, that
and
makes
as far as microtransactions for that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I got a kid, and she got like the Skylanders game. Well, and the next thing I know, she got like 50 toys. She's like, Dad, I need all these toys to play the game that you bought me. And the toys cost like $25, $30 a piece. Like,
like what you gonna do with that, huh?
Like, really? Like, so I gotta buy these toys that you're not gonna play with so you can play a game that you probably gonna get mad at and not play at all. Like, nah. I taught her how to play Dragon Ball.
That was some of that Xenoverse.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I taught her how to play that.
That's what's up. That's a good father right there, teaching the kids how to play the game. That's what we need more in this generation. So what about you, Kano? I know that you're a Nintendo Switch owner. So and Mario Odyssey. So what you got to say about this here?
I think honestly, in my opinion, with the microtransaction with Mario and these amiibo toys, it's a blessing and it's a curse. Now with these amiibo toys, they pack data where it unlocks a lot of things for the game. You know what I'm saying? But if you want, there's one amiibo toy to the point where it does for multiple games. You feel me? But the bad thing about it is basically like you're paying for extra for the game. It really doesn't have to be the case. It just depends on how much the game deserves to have that. You feel me? For transactions in general, man, they saturated with the whole per service. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where it's going with this generation. Pay per service, and that's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't got money like that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People got to get out the mud and scratch and crawl to get all this. You feel me? That's where I disagree with all this microtransaction stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, like on another situation, a whole nother game, that new Assassin's Creed that came out. You know what I'm saying? We was running through that, and you can basically pay your way through that.
Yeah, but what really ruined it was NBA 2K. That's what kind of ruined it because you're paying for VC and stuff like that.
Yeah, as long as you got VC, you can just buy your own stats.
Exactly. But on this year's NBA 2K, they overdid it this time, man, with that VC and microtransactions.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they overdid it
I
this
don't
time.
even play it no more.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm in a shop because the shooting mechanics suck, and they want us to pay for to build character up like that, and the shooting sucks. Hell no, I'm good.
Yeah,
But
so
that's my thoughts on it, man. That's all I really gotta say. Microtransaction is a blessing and a curse because you know what I'm saying, but they oversaturating with it, man. Look what they doing with Forza. Look what they doing with Cody. Look what they doing with Shadow of War. Man, it's crazy, man. They're doing too much.
Yeah, like what the other game I play for Honor? Straight microtransactions. You got pay your way, you can be the strongest fighter on the game.
pay $100, get guard mode.
No, it's basically this. You can pay your way the strongest armor that you can for the power level that you at. Then all the armor that you don't use, you break it down, to upgrade the armor that you got on. And you upgrade it all the way. So for that power level, you the strongest at that level. So they'll never put you in a room with nobody. You're gonna still be in a room with those same people. Up, you do the same thing. You do when you power up, you do the same thing. Yeah, man, it's like continuous cheating. Like that's what took me off of that game. And I mean, I'm one of the people like I'm not finna pay y'all to do this, so I'm gonna do it. I'm a grind for it. So I max my player out, and 90% of the time, can't nobody beat me. I got a 316-0 duel. After that, I quit.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because most of these people paid their way, and I learned how to play with nothing but technique.
Facts.
Right. But that's what sucks about that's what sucks about that microtransaction shit, because you could do that and somebody can just come right in $20 and just be on top.
Yeah, you gonna drop $20 on, get your gear up, and you think you can go in there and fight with somebody that grinded their way all the way there and broke down gear that they didn't need, gear that they really did need, but they needed to make this one set of gear even stronger. Like, nah, you not finna beat that dude.
Right. What you about to say, Kano?
You about to hold this L. What I'm about to tell you right quick though. Triple Cup.
Shit, go ahead.
I'll tell you why you about to hold this L. You remember how you told us months back about Battlefield? You talking about it might come out in 2019?
Yeah.
You going to hold that L, man? They just confirmed, man. Battlefield coming out next year.
Man, that's crazy. They don't. That's the dumbest thing they don't need to do. They got Anthem coming out. Why would they want to do that? Don't even kill me with that one, because that's messed up. That's messed up. Say he buy. What you think about these microtransactions?
Well, look, both Savage and Kano hit very valid points. It's good. It's the good with the bad. It's the double-edged sword. It's the elephant in the room, right? But unfortunately, this is the times that we live in because of gaming costs being so high. Games not really being supported, with the exception of things like obviously the big guns and the big dogs like the Assassin's Creed. You know, things like Destiny, things like GTA, things of that nature. Those games, I really don't see the reasoning behind it because they make up for their costs just in sales because people buy them, you know. But other games, like the newcomers, you know, smaller titles, even Star Wars, because Star Wars was only a multiplayer game and it sold over 12 million copies, which is fucking ridiculous. But it's also the Star Wars brand, obviously, because you know it's Star Wars, it's a big brand, it's well known. That's something that even the casuals come and play. You know, the hardcore, the not so hardcore. So that's why it does those type of numbers. But it should have had a story from the very get. Now, the thing with the Nintendo microtransaction, that started with the Zelda because they did the same thing. But the problem with that is, if it's something cosmetic where it's just to unlock a new costume, maybe to get a certain skin, maybe to get a different character, then that's okay because you're getting benefits that don't harm or put at a disadvantage the other player that's been busting their ass through the game. You see what I'm saying? And Nintendo, obviously, Mario's more of a single player. It's not really a multiplayer. But if you can buy all the stuff with the money you get with the coins in the game, then that's also not too bad because you can earn it through the game. The problem with the amiibo, excuse me, is that you can only get certain things with those amiibos, and there's two problems with that. One, they keep making exclusive amiibos to certain stores. Like you could only get some in Walmart, you could get only some in Target, and you could get only some in GameStop, right? So they don't send a whole lot of them. So for the people that buy it, it's good because not only do they get the collectible, but they get the extra items for the game that they like to play. But the problem is they don't send enough, and they're exclusive to their dedicated stores. You got these scalpers that come in, they buy them because of the amiibo popularity. They fucking put them on the aftermarket or secondhand store, right? Secondary stores like eBay and Amazon, and they charge you an arm and a leg, or they charge you, astronomical prices that are just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it very unfair for the true fans that enjoy those characters, that Mario world, that always buys the Mario games in every Nintendo platform. That is not right to them. So that's where it makes it even worse, because it's kind of insulting in a way, because they should not make exclusive amiibos so you can get certain items. You could only buy them in GameStop, and then they say in GameStop only 5. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that sucks right there.
If you're gonna do it exclusivity, so you can make it. I get it. You got to make deals with other venues, other stores to make money out of all of them. Fine, but enough supply that people don't have to feel like they're gonna get cheated, or they're not gonna get it at all, or they're gonna have to go to the secondary market to get it on eBay from some prick that bought it because he just wants to make money and really not care about the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, not knocking his hustle, because, okay, everybody has a right to make money. But in this case, this is for hobby. This is for video games. So for the real hobby enthusiasts and the real fans, it hurts them because they don't have access to it. They got to go going crazy for it. But if they allow it and they actually give it to you also in the game where you don't have to buy the amiibo, then for those who don't want to buy a little statue because they don't collect, let's say, figures or figurines, they just want to buy the item for the costume or the power or the weapon or whatever the case may be, then they should have that option. I don't know if that's the case with the new Mario. I'm not sure. I know with the Zelda, Jay Long was telling me that it was messed up because he was trying to get one that was exclusive to Best Buys, and his Best Buys closest to him was like an hour and a half away or an hour away, and he couldn't make it there. When they got there, the guy told him they only got like 3, and they were sold out, and he was never able to get a costume that he wanted for Zelda. And so that's where I think it's the bullshit, right? The way we term it as, right? Like, that's bullshit, because it is. But now, as far as games like Destiny, I feel Savage's pain, because Savage is busting his ass, grinding, getting his equipment, getting all the things out of sure dedication. He's spending his time busting his ass to get and earn his rights through sure because he's playing it. He's dedicating himself to it. But the reasoning behind that is also because a lot of gamers like myself in my age bracket, and I'm not for sympathy here, because we have such limited time to play games. If we want to get into something like Destiny and really enjoy it, we really can't grind again, of course, in the game, like Savage, able to at least compete in a fair playing ground. But I'm not going to be able to do that if I can't dedicate 30 hours a week like Savage does to level up my character. Okay? And it's not that I'm making excuses. I think that's the mentality behind it. I think that's why it's there. And to make money, obviously, first and foremost. But I think that's also what they're thinking, because a lot of these guys developing these games are old school heads that are in the same position as me. So I'm kind of like the omen for you young players or younger players, because I'm the old dude, really grind like you guys. But at the same time, it's not fair to you guys, because you guys is there busting your ass, grinding on the game, and you earn your right to have those levels. So what I suggested before, like I said in the Microbox Alex podcast, which I'm part of, shout out to them, shameless plug, right?
Get it in.
They should do it. Somebody like me, right? If I buy, right, anything that's going to give me the same powers as Savage got, having to play 13 hours, right? What they should do is we'll make it a little bit more challenging for me. Let me get access to the card, okay, and the equipment, fine. But don't let me be able to utilize the full potential and power of that card or of that unique magic or whatever the case may be, unless I do something within the game story, unless I play a certain amount of hours, but not as much, doing a challenge mode when I'm playing by myself. So I can kind of level up a little bit faster, but have access to the cards or the powers or the magics or the unique weapons that he does. So that it's not unfair to him, and it's kind of as well, because I'm paying for it, because I don't have the privilege to sit down and play 20, 30 hours a week. You see what I'm trying to say? So
Right.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. It sucks. It really does. Because I feel Savage and I feel Kano and I feel you, TripleCup. If you're sitting there playing, like I said, 30, 40 hours, you guys earned that shit. You deserve to be where you are in that game. And whether it's Assassin, Shadow of War, or Destiny, because you bust your ass playing it. You see, I did it, but I didn't bust my ass because I didn't want to. I just didn't bust my ass because I don't have the privilege to sit there and play it. So I have two choices. Stay away from the game and not play it, right? Or try to be the best I can with the limited time I have by buying into it. You see what I'm saying? You see how I put that in there? That's their logical thinking. And at the same time, they're making more guap, more money, because a lot of people don't always go and support the games. Or they'll do stupid shit, like they'll buy it on Steam and be like, oh, even though I don't think Destiny's on the computer, but they'll buy it, but I don't like that game, and then get their money back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
My point in the Destiny situation is more or less, they put the game on a level playing ground. So no matter what your level is, it don't matter. Shoot straight.
Oh, okay.
So
what you're saying is, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you know what I'm saying? When you can pay to get to the level that I grinded for, that kind of like messed stuff up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you 100%. That's why I said if I have to pay in because I don't have the time to play it, even though I want to, they should make it where I have to earn it differently.
Hey, that's how you know we live.
Whatever powers you got. You see what I'm saying, Savage? So it will make it unfair for you, and then I can have some type of leniency as well for not having the time to be able to grind the way you did. But you said something that was very valid. That even though people level up, it's about the skill. Because even though you may have the same powers as you, if you don't have the skills on how to wield those powers and how to play the game the way you have mastered and playing and using your skills, you're still going to destroy the person. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know? So you had a really valid point. You could also look at it that way, but I still feel that you're right. It is unfair because you are busting your ass playing it for hours and I'm not. You see what so I get where you're coming from. But I understand why it's there. So that's why, you know, in my situation it's different. I'm not damage controlling it. I'm not asking for sympathy. And I'm not saying that I deserve special privileges. I'm just looking at it from my standpoint as a person that doesn't play games, even though I love playing games because I'm very busy and have a lot more on my table, maybe. I don't know, than perhaps you or someone else. But with that argument, you could also say, well, I could also just play it slowly until I get there, and then I could join in and play with you at your level, because that's true. Right. It'll just take me a lot longer. You know what I mean? So that's my choice. Or don't play the game at all, so that I don't feel like I'm gonna be hated because I bought into it, or like I'm cheating because I didn't do and dedicated my time the way you did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I usually try to stay away from that type of stuff and those type of games, because I know that it's not fair, and I also know I don't have that time to devote in that way. So, you know, it's a very good topic, and you could talk about the subject for hours, because you could look at it
by itself, huh?
Right, because you could talk about it in many different views. Savage has a different view. Kano's gonna have a different view. I'm gonna have a different view. You're gonna have a different view. Everybody here in the panel just talked about the subject, and we all came with an opinion and our thoughts in a different way. So it's a very good topic, but I think that Kano also had a valid point, not to take too much time and be long-winded, but his point is, Kano had a very good point. It's too saturated right now. They're adding it way too much in way too many games. So it's kind of nice that we had games like Wolfenstein and Evil Within 2 and Cuphead not have it, because too many games have it right now. Too many. Too many. You know, and again, if it was just to unlock maybe a skin, you know, a weapon that not necessarily makes you more powerful, but that looks cool, has a cool design, like hypothetical. Let's say they gave you in the Assassin's Creed, they gave you an option where you could get a weapon or a sword that looks like the Voltron sword, right? You could buy it. It's not stronger than any other sword. It just looks like the Voltron sword. Then cool. That's all right. You want to buy it? Buy it if you're a fan. But not that you buy the sword and it's also OP and it destroys everybody. You see what I'm trying to say? No. That's a no-no. So, you know, that's my take on it. I mean, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, because I definitely understand where you're coming from. And I think you guys have more of a valid point than me. But I'm just talking about it from the sense of an adult gamer that doesn't have a lot of time to play, even though I want to. I'm not saying that you guys are not adults and you don't have responsibility, not at all. So please don't take it that way, and forgive me if I've offended you guys or anybody in the panel. You know, but I'm just trying to be real, man. I'm just trying to be real. I'm trying to look at it from both sides of the fence. But again, Kano and both very valid point. It's a topic that needs to be talked about, because this is our hobby and we support it. And we can't let developers also take advantage the same way we can't let gamers cheat, because it's almost essentially a way of cheating, right? Because it's not fair to the honest gamers, you know? So that's my take on it, Triple Cup.
Oh yeah. You pretty much nail it from all the different angles. Well, pretty much it's the double-headed sword where it can strike you from any direction.
See what you did? You got Triple Cup stuttering now.
yeah, you know that don't happen too often. But anyone y'all have any final thoughts about this here before we get ready to get up out of here?
What my thoughts is, this has been a great podcast. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I know it's got late, and I know everybody probably ready to go ahead and lay it down. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for being on the podcast with me. You know what I'm saying? Coming out and rocking with me. Everybody in the live chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for being here listening to us. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't doing it just for us. We doing it for we. That's everybody out here, everybody that's in this gaming community. You know what I'm saying? Well, we finna get up out of this thing. Appreciate everybody, and we'll see y'all on the next episode, which I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the rundown. It's a new Hulu episode and a new Hulu series about Marvel, and I will give y'all more details about that soon, but that's gonna be one of the stars on the next episode. Well, we up out of this thing.
Oh, TripleCup. I think he about got a giveaway though. I think he was announcing a giveaway. He might as well announce it now. So let everybody know.
Oh, he got a giveaway? Yeah.
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 Before I talk about the giveaway, first off, Triple Cup, I think this is really great. This podcast idea you're trying to do. I wish you nothing but success. I'll be more than willing to help you as long as I'm around. Like I said, I don't have a problem.
I appreciate it.
And if I can't make it, I'll let you know. I hope that it was really nice to meet you, Savage, for the first time and get up with you. It's been fun. It's always nice to meet new people in the game community or in pop culture in general, because it's nice to know there's some
Anybody want to look me up? I'm Savage Carter. I'm on Xbox Live. It's real easy to find me. With Triple Cup, it's even easier to find me.
Oh yeah, I'll look you up for sure, and I'll hit you up with a friend's invite if that's okay with you. So yeah, Triple Cup, have a good success. This was awesome. I think this is a very good start and foundation to a good future with this cast. I wish you nothing but success, my brother. And my giveaway basically is I'm giving away a copy thanks to in the community, Poseidon Aru, or Aru Poseidon, of Assassin's Creed Origins. And it's a digital copy. It's not the gold edition, but it's the standard, but it's still the new game Assassin's Creed. And the way I decided to do it was old school mixed with new school. Basically, let an old school game give you a new school experience by winning the new game. So since they threw out in the eve of them bringing out, the backwards compatibility with Xbox OG games on Xbox, what I basically said was for people to put up of gameplay of any combat scenario, any boss fight in Ninja Gaiden Black. The better I see and get, whether it's on my Twitter handle, you DM me, or you tag me on it when you post it up, or whether it's on Facebook, on the Facebook group, media, with the DX Mansion, or whether the video that I did make the announcement, just link the clip. Which is my favorite. I'll pick a winner next. The day of the Xbox One X release, and I will give it to you that same day with the announcement of the winner because it's a digital poll. You don't have to wait. It's going to be right there. You're going to get a day one of the launch of the X. And I want to thank Poseidon again for being so kind for sponsoring my channel. He's the first person ever to sponsor my channel with a big game giveaway, and I'm excited for myself, for my fellow gamers in the community, because this is why I think Xbox is special and kind of differentiate itself from everybody else and all the other platforms, because there's a lot of community unity in Xbox, believe it or not. We help each other, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's about helping each other out, and we look out for each other. That's what makes it feel kind of different. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist on the Nintendo platform or on the PS4 ecosystem. I just haven't seen it the way I've seen it on Xbox and so widespread. So yeah, that's my giveaway. It's exciting times, and it's only 6 days away. So anybody's welcome to join in and participate.
That's what's up.
Heba, thank you for my copy of Assassin's Creed Origins that I'm about to win. I'm about to go get it now.
All right, shorthand. Play.
I've heard nothing but good things about that game. Nothing but good things about that game.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I've been playing it while you guys podcast with you guys. Good. It looks nice. It looks really.
It's the best Assassin's Creed ever made.
Nice. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it's gonna be. it was built, in a better foundation, better hardware. So there's a lot of good things happening, and obviously it'll be ported over to the other consoles, but let's see what happens. So far it looks good. Graphically it looks really nice. I'm looking at it. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And thank you for letting me plug that in. Thank you for letting me plug that in, Triple Cup, on your cast.
Oh, nothing, man. That's nothing but love right there. I mean, you giving a lot of love to the community, man. That's mandatory. We gotta, like you said, this is one big community. We gotta show love to each other. I mean, that's what we do. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you, appreciate Savage and you, Kano, man, coming through. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down, keeping it strong. You know how we get down.
Yeah, but I got an announcement to make too, though, man. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway myself. Be giving away Dishonor Definitive Edition, a digital code. Soon details will be there soon.
Nice.
Yeah, you might well slide me the codes right now. Let me get that Kano. let me be the mooch of the my own K's, huh?
Yeah, my own. Ain't never.
Now shout out to everybody doing podcasts. But y'all you know what I'm saying, appreciate for having y'all on here, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We finna get up out this thing, you know what I'm saying. I want everybody to like, share, you know what I'm saying, let people know that you got something new to look forward to.
Yes, sir.
Meet me in the Garden Destruction in the Crucible.
Nice.
Yeah. And we out this thing. Peace.
Peace.